I've got some interesting news for you guys today. So, you know those umbral shards that are coming out on the PTR. Maybe you don't, but most of you do at this point. And how you can upgrade your gear from 600 to 625. Well, the devs kind of listened to us on some feedback, which is really nice to get some good feedback listened to. So people were complaining, what about my 598 piece or my 592 piece? And the thing was, you had to have an already 600 gear score item in order to go up to 625. And people were unhappy with that. I want to take my 592 that, you know, it's not best in slot, but it's got 2 best in slot perks. I'm happy with it. I don't feel like re-rolling a million times trying to get one with 3 perks at 600, you know. So they listened to us, and apparently they're going to change that. So let's take a look at what they said. So the first thing that I noticed was legendaries, people talking about using gypsum to go from 590 to 600 after the patch, and I was saying it looked at, I'm not sure if it's the exact same thing, but they were looking at similar things. But then we came in with Zin Ramu, and this was 18 hours ago when I recorded this, and this was a public test realm feedback, and they said, thanks for all the feedback so far in the Umbral system. One piece of feedback that is fairly unanimous, and I think makes sense, is limiting the ability to upgrade to gear score 600 is pretty onerous. We wanted to keep the value of legendary 600s really high, but I can totally see how that is limiting and can be disheartening when you get a lot of bad RNG and haven't gotten your legendary roll. Therefore, we are looking into reducing the required minimum gear score to upgrade to 590. You will still need to get to expertise 600 to unlock upgrading via Umbral, but once it's unlocked, you could now upgrade from 590 to 600 at a moderate Umbral cost. That allows those really good 590 to 599 rolls to become great weapons with a little extra Umbral. We will try to get this change in as soon as possible. So they listened to us, and now you can take your 590 pieces and use Umbral shards to get them to 600 and then to 625. But I guess in order to do that, you're going to have to get your expertise to 600, or you can't even do that, apparently. So if you don't have your expertise, better get grinding. That's the end game now. But again, if you have some other videos, 625 is not even that crazy. It's just as much of an increase as, say, 575 to 600, you know. But then there was the $1 million question of, if we bump it up to 600, does it get the 3rd perk then? That'd be OP, right? Well, he came back and had another comment, which was, they will not gain an additional perk. I think that would potentially devalue legendary items and the chase for them too much. Once players level up mutators or their expertise, they will be able to earn a fair amount of Umbral shards quickly. So they could potentially upgrade a lot of 590 plus items in the hunt for a good perk roll. We don't want the Umbral system to be a source for new gear, but rather a path to upgrade gear, which I personally agree with 100%. You know, in my case, if I have a piece that has the 2 perks that I want, yeah, it'd be cool to have a 3rd perk, but it would be super troll if you could just, you know, bang out 10 different pieces. They're all not even 600. They're all 595 to 599. And you do one dungeon run, you bang them all up to 600s to see what perks you get. That would definitely be, I would definitely devalue a 600 roll. But also in my case, me personally, I'm not a perfectionist. If I have a piece that's 595 and it's got the 2 perks that I really want, it's got the stat that I want, and it's got the elemental physical defense spread that I want, in my case, leaning physical would be what I'd be going for, I'm satisfied. I may just get that to 625. I don't need the 3rd perk. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice. You know, a perfect min-maxer wants the 3rd perk. 3rd perk helps more than the stats, for sure. But, you know, I may just say screw it and just get that to 625 and just deal with it later. You know, I can always, you come back later and, you know, run dungeons again and get another piece to 625. It's not the end of the world, you know. I'll be here for months and years playing this game personally, so it's whatever. Well, there's your update. Umbral shards, they listen to us. Great news. I guess continue using feedback in the forums. I personally will never do that because I got a copyright strike for contacting Amazon support once because, you know, Amazon support's terrible. But the forums are safer than the actual support, in my opinion. Honestly, I should be using the forums, but after the support debacle, I'm good. So that's the news of that. They listened. Umbral shards make more sense now. You can take your 590, just purple gear. You can get it up to 625, but you will not get the additional perk. But that is still pretty cool that you can take the gear that you like and just go ahead and not have to deal with getting a perfect roll before you can do it. If you found this video helpful, though, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. I post new world news guides and other helpful information all the time. Also, if you want to follow me somewhere else, in the description of this video, right below the first paragraph, I'm going to have a link to that forum post, and then after that, we're going to have links to my socials, my Discord channel. You can come ask any questions you want. We have my Twitch, where I stream other random games that are not New World. And then I have my Patreon if you want like insider trading tips and different little things that just never make it to the YouTube because they just don't work on YouTube. That's another option. So if you want to keep up with any of those, you can feel free to do that. But yep, that's the Gypsum, not the Gypsum, Umbral Shard change that's now going to be coming in the PTR thanks to your guys' feedback in the forums of New World.